Or no?
Okay, I don't know how I was supposed to start this, but alright, so for y'all too, gave you pretty much how I was supposed to do for you. So change the aquaculture to brackish water. It should be about 25 parts per thousand. That's where you're gonna keep it. Let's see where else. Well, I guess the very noticeable change is this. Instead of having a flood cycle, it's just going to be constantly running. The pump that was sitting in there that has this valve attached to it, that is what's pumping water up in here. We're kind of using it, actually, I use tubing to kind of hold these up, so if the system ever shuts down or something like that, this won't drain out, it will stay full. This area is kind of the deeper area. For this part, you can, I think we might get like oysters and try to put them in there. But then it goes up, we have these mangroves and then the sawgrass, and then also a bunch of kiwi fish in here. That's just kiwi fish. There are a mix of them. That's just like a general name. There's a couple different ones. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, that's what we have in there for now. And then eventually, either me or someone else, we're gonna get fish for in here. The fish we're gonna get are either like smaller sheepshead, maybe some like baby trout or anything like that. Anything local to the sounds, because we're gonna try to keep this very similar to the Santa Rosa Sound, so it's like easy for like the little kids to relate. And then this is gonna be another tank that I have to build or get the PVC for and drill into it. So this one's gonna have all your big fish. This one is we're gonna try to hold the bait for the fish. So like the lionfish tank upstairs does, they use live fish. So that like if you guys go seining or cast netting and catch little minnows, keep them in here. Whenever it's time to feed them, just toss them in there. Or if you guys will have another like type of fish you want to like show off or anything like that, you can put in here that like can't socialize with any of the predators, or it's too big for here. So I'm gonna be working on getting that flowing through. But yeah, one of the goals that Ms. Mara wants is I think we might be trying to tie this as a smoker to like bounce with touch tank. Mainly because this shows the relation of all the fish in the water to the plants in the water and what they do with all the nutrients. That's why we have fish in here, so that when kids come up here, they can look in it, because some of the kids might not be tall enough to look in here. And if we do have to put a net over it to keep it contained, fish being there. Also, your sump, keep a really good eye on this. I cut some of the lid off, so this is easier to take off. You want to keep this, well, this holds about 40 gallons, I think. So when you guys need to get water, check the salinity. If it's higher than 28, you can put in fresh water and just kind of balance it out. If it's 25 or a little lower than 25, just get sound water. It should match with the sound. So yeah, so you guys might have to like go out and get water every now and then. I'm gonna see, or actually, move on this part. For the boat feed filter, make sure it's running. When I was emptying everything out, I noticed it was off. Because that valve was turned to the right instead of the left. You guys know how that valve works? It's like okay. Because it's like a rotatable elbow valve. So if you guys ever need to backwash this, just turn it 180, and then it'll flush it out, and then just flip it back. Make sure it's running, and just pull the hose out a little bit, check it keeps flowing, and make sure it's not like overflowing from this part. That's just the check valve to make sure there's water pressure through it. And then the valves are working. Where you see them now is kind of where they should stay at. However, once I start this and get water flowing into this, I'm gonna have to mess with them again because we're gonna need more water flow through here to supply 2 tanks. So yeah, and that light is on a timer. That is for the plants. Whenever school groups are happening, turn it off because it is bright and it hurts my eyes, so I don't like staring at it. And then the fish in here, you can just feed them this. It's like freeze-dried shrimp, little baby ones. Just put a little bit of your hand, toss it in there, let it float around, and they'll go after it. There's also a pump in here to keep the water circulating. I would suggest just keeping it in there because you don't want this to be stagnant for too long. And then once it's warmer, you can take the heater out. But right now,
it was really cold, like 53 yesterday, and we're like,
yeah, it's 58 right now, but the fish are doing fine. I mean, the fish are going to be like that out there. This water's probably warmer. And it's only supposed to last a couple weeks, and then it'll be fine. So yeah, that's mainly it. I'm also going to build you all a shelf right here, hopefully if I have enough time. So you can keep a bunch of stuff here, so like your test kits and your refractometers. Checking the salinity is probably going to be the bigger one. And then once you get your fish in here, you might even use the YSI to make sure all the parameters are good in here. But yeah, the fish in here, don't know when we're going to get them yet. We're working on obtaining them. So do you have any questions about the tank?
I don't think so. She kind of went over the stuff. Like she messaged me all about it.
after you left, I sent her like on Instagram. I went into a DM and I just wrote down everything else in my brain.
Yeah. So also, big thing is these two mangroves. There's two different kinds. I don't know if she told you that. Yeah. This one's the black mangrove. These are the red. Something I was trying to shoot for was like the zonation, because mangroves, kind of the red ones are closer in the water, black mangroves are kind of in the middle, and the white ones are more like land. That's what we tried. So they're in a little shallower water. Their roots are very long. I mean, right now I think that one, its roots are that long, and they're sideways. So just don't stir up any of the sand here that much. Hopefully, later on, if this grows, hopefully to see them start standing up. If they ever start falling, just take a rock and prop it up.
That one looks like it's falling.
There's rocks under the sand when we initially put them in. But yeah, there's a hermit crab in here too.
Yeah, he hides a lot.
Yeah, just kind of as a filter through here for all the fish are clean through. You can also put like a snail in here just as another thing to be like, you have these fish, they like when they, like the hermit crabs and the snails will clean up after the fish. All the fish's nutrients are then going to be recycled into plants that are going to take those nutrients away that would kill them. So a lot of natural filtration is kind of what we're shooting for. And then just like kind of relating that to, or showing the kids at like a smaller scale what is happening out there.
So for like, do we have to clean the substrate at all? Like
And here, so so far, so we've had this going since Christmas, I think. And with this light on every day on that timer, nothing's been like growing. You can sift through it, like if it's ever starting to look really dirty. If it's starting to grow a lot of algae, that's when you can mess with the timer on that light. But otherwise, you won't need to clean it a ton. But if it's starting to look dirty, you can like take a net, scrape the surface, and maybe put new sand in. But you shouldn't have to do that too many times. And then you guys are free to like decorate it however you want. Putting shells in there. Keep this rock structure because that's holding up the rest of the sand because it is a drop. Just want to keep that for the plants. You guys are also free to get any plants. I know Grace was trying to get sea grapes.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to fill in like this area, if you have, also if you have plants that are more like in the drier, you are welcome to like maybe like build this up to where it's like sand to here. If you want to put other plants, it's up to you. But the major thing is just as long as this is full, so the pumps don't grind, and then once fish get in there, bait in here. And this will be on the same system. Just so you can put a little bit more in here because there's so much water to off-put all of the fish. So yeah, we also talked about painting this. If you guys were interested in painting it, or like anyone's interested in painting it, specifically like the landscape of like, if you draw like a seagrass bed with like trout, redfish, flounders, all the crabs, stuff like that. So like, so a kid when they're this tall, they just don't see a blue tongue.
Yeah.
They can like imagine what is in here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't need to worry about that aerator. This should have plenty of aeration with the faucet. This tank will be hooked up. It will be built. The piping will go down into here. So, and that has a shut-off valve. So, like if for some reason this tank is acting up, needing to shut off water, there's going to be a shut-off valve here and down there, so you can just close it off. And yeah, and then this backwater too, I'm gonna drill a hole in the wall and stuff it through the wall so it's out of the way because I don't like it right here. But yeah. Questions on anything? Okay. I'm gonna, depending on what fish we get, we definitely might have to hook up the net back over here so they don't jump out. But yeah.